Talking about Martin Luther King and people like that, like even them, I'm sure they got a background where it wasn't all positive. So you always got to pick up the good thing. There's not such thing in the way of saying it is not such thing as a good role model. A role model, no one is a saint. You know what I mean? Apart from the Pope and all them people, but no one is a saint. And people got different sides of them. So you always got to pick the good side. Always pick up the good.
Okay.
The good.
I'd just like to say that talking of role models, I've kind of find out personal, and this is personal to me now, I don't know about other people, but I found that people who are role models don't actually not very conscious of it. They're just people who make an impression on you at a certain time. It could be, for me, like I'd have a teacher who I'd call a role model in a certain way. When I was in school, then just about the age of 13, she was pregnant, and there were two of them who were pregnant. One of them was really she was always the tired one in class, sitting down, but the other lady was very strong. She'd come to her classes as though she wasn't pregnant. And that left an impression on me. And I kept saying to myself, whenever I get pregnant, I'm going to make sure I'm strong till the very last day. And that was in my head. Each time I went to the labor room, I was as strong as I could, be like. So I think, talking of role model, it's just people who make impression on you. And most times you're not prepared for going out saying, I'm looking for a role model. Sometimes it just happens. Someone just makes an impression on you, and you just hold on to whatever belief or whatever idea you pick up from meeting that person or meeting the person, basically. You just hold on to it, and that kind of goes a long way in your life.
Okay, thank you very much. Before we go,
Piousline Ojo is full of praises for her father, whom she said is her greatest role model.
A role model to me is my dad, because I don't know, he's different from most people I've seen around. Because I look up to him because he was always protecting me. He's telling me the right things to do, even though I'm always arguing with him. I never listen to him, but he's still there, shouting at me, telling me do the right thing. And I'm like, no, I don't want to listen and stuff. But he's still there for me. And every day he's always he always forgets about the bad things I do, and then he doesn't go back talking about it. Look, you've done this bad thing. He moves on, and then he tries to give me the best that I can have for me and my brother and my sister. And his background, he's had a lot of problems in his background, and then I'm always thinking about it. That I feel so sorry for him. That when I grow up, I want to do something for him so he can be proud of me, and so everybody can be proud of me.
Mr. Reginald Okofles, President of the Nigerian Association Network, challenged parents to be the positive example to their children as they lay the strongest foundation on their kids' life.
That is what you tell them. So you're coming in at that very point. I also picked what the young lady there said. She said, my dad is my own role model. And there's one very important statement she made. She said, he doesn't take the bad in me. He tries to throw away the bad and try to bring the best, doing the best for me. But how many parents are doing that? I have a friend that today, I find it difficult to go to their home because each time I go to that very place, he does not communicate with the two grown-up 18 years old boys. The boy is 18, the other one is 17. They don't talk. If I go to that place and I try to play with those kids, I say, come down to the sitting room and let's sit together and talk. You're grown up. 18, you're a man. And they come down the very place. They say, tell us what you want to tell us so that we get away. And I said, no, I want you to sit there. They say, no, we're not sitting. If you just tell us, then we can go away. And you see that in that kind of culture, what do you expect from those young boys? They are 18 already. What did they get? What is the background? What is there that is the bedrock in their character? That even in their own home, they can't sit down with their parents in the sitting room. They want to go into the small room where the two of them are staying and start playing video games and all those kind of things. And the parents, I talked to the father, I said, how long can this go? He said, just leave them. You see, we can continue that very well. And here we are, Perod and Miss Nigeria, trying to say, how can we solve this? This is one of the greatest things that can happen to our community, is that you bring these youths to start talking. And if these youths can tune the television one day and they see this Emotional Youth Corner discussing problems, and I hope they will find one way or the other to be part of it at all times.
Mrs. Evelyn Obo urged the youth to be very sensitive to their parents, as they themselves might be going through great difficulties.
Talking about parenting as well, I'm just going to tell you a little story. There was this day, a colleague and I were coming back from work, and we met a group of adults, and the lady there was, they were alcoholics, obviously, and the lady was saying, my own son passed by me this morning and didn't even want to know me. I was going to judge. I was going to say, oh, that's not fair. And my colleague is an Irish girl, and she said to me, listen, Evelyn, the son might need help as well. And that just pulled me back. You know, I was going to criticize, because in my background, whether your mother is a witch or not, or whatever, you always have a need, you know, to help your parents. So what I'm trying to say is here that I want our youth to be very, very sensitive, because it's very easy to point a finger to a parent to say, oh, you know, my parents and things like that. But have you ever, one day, in wherever you are taught, probably my mother has been abused as well. So please, I'm saying it today, we should all be sensitive. We shouldn't just go pointing, the finger, because the next person you're passing on the street might have gone through hell, and you do not know that.
Mr. Yemi Popola, a computer scientist, believes that having an occupation is very important to becoming a role model.
Well, in terms of education, you don't have to be educated to be a role model. But it is essentially important to have an education, because it does help you to build up who you are. Because whatever you're doing, if you go to college to actually study and advance in whatever you're doing, it gives you the opportunity to develop whatever you're achieving. So, as my own point of view, I studied in the IT. I have to say, like, education does help me a lot with what I'm doing. And I have my own business at the moment where I'm doing cars, any electronics to do with cars, and I also fix, I'm a computer IT as well. So, without my education, I know for a fact, I will try, but I won't be able to get it.
I just want to agree with the point about formal education. I think there can be a lot of educated fools in the same manner. You know, you can have the BSc after your name and everything, but they're saying that about learning. I know a lot of people like Richard Branson that didn't exactly have the qualifications afterwards, but they managed to pick up some things and learn from other places. I think it's very important that that people get educated. Formal education does bring discipline. It brings a lot of, it empowers you, it makes it more confident for you to go out there and do it. But I think it's very important as well to learn and to absorb from, you can learn from people who are not even in your field. You know, I see a lot of, being a gospel artist, I interact with other people who are not gospel artists. And I've learned a lot from them, and I've come to grow from seeing how they handle things, and DJs and promoters and that. So you can learn while you're going. I know people have self-taught themselves how to play keyboard, and musicians, they really amaze me sometimes, play 5 or 6 instruments, and they didn't go to college for it. They learned, they had the desire, they had the passion, and they practiced and they practiced. So education can't exactly say you're a role model, but you know, learning and that education does give you the edge, but you don't have to have education for you to be a role model.
Mr. Zach Owolabi, CEO Island Club, disagreed with the earlier speakers who said that education was not the most important determinant for becoming a role model.
Thank you very much. My name is Mr. Zach. Actually, I'm a businessman here in this country. What I wanted to say is what Clement and this young lady is saying there. Kind of going to disagree a little bit. What I want you to know with education, education is the key, regardless of what you say. Education, education, education. I'm telling you right now. Believe it or not.
And welcome to Parrot Show. My name is Jua and I'm here with Peter Ogena, who's the producer of the Parrot Show and also the organizer of Miss Nigerian Ireland. So Peter, how are you doing today?
I am good, and you, how are you doing?
We're fine, thank you.
Okay.
So last week we saw the first part of the MNI Youth Corner talk show. So tell us a bit more about that.
Well, the MNI Youth Corner is a talk show that has just started. Actually, it's a role. We're trying to get a role for the next Miss Nigerian Ireland. And we decided that going with what is happening to the youths now, the youths in diaspora, especially Nigerians in diaspora, are going through a lot of challenges, going with the economic meltdown and everything that is happening. So we felt that it would be wise to have a role for Miss Nigeria where she works with the youths in the course of her reign, find out their positive experience and negative experiences, and see how we're able to highlight what needs to be done. We don't longer want the youths just going astray or doing whatever they want without taking into consideration that they could be a source of inspirations to others. And what better way can we do that rather than, meeting and talking, brainstorming? So the talk show actually is about to mirror the youth, highlight their positive and negative experiences in the Irish society. Apart from the fact that we'll be celebrating, looking at the positive and negative experiences, it's also an opportunity to celebrate the achievers in our society. In the course of celebrating who we are, we have to look at what we are made of. We shouldn't be going to America or going to London to look for role models in our society. We have them here, both within the young and the older ones. We have them. So in the course of this talk show, a lot of things, a lot of information, a lot of awareness would have been created among everybody, not just the youth, not just the older one, among the women, children and all. When you talk, people listen and they take in information.